What's happening? Today we're going to talk about funding your dream,
Ooh.
finances. My name's Rodney.
Hey, and I'm Keith, and this is the More in Common Daily Chronicle, where, we set out to chronicle our journey for our daughters and put it on video so when they get started, they can look back at all the steps along the way and decided let's put it out in the world because, hey, we don't know everything and we love learning from others. So we hope to learn from you and build some community around this.
Yeah.
Um, so my thought on finances, just the bullet point is never having sought finances to fund the venture that you look like. What does that look like, and how does that
Mm.
feel? So that's my thought
So my
to dig
thought is
into.
there's a lot of different ways to fund your venture, and I think
Mm,
coming into it, I thought there was only one, but there's a lot. There's self-funding. There's working a job, working a primary job so that you can fund a side hustle. There's venture capital. There's personal loans. There's business loans. There's small business administration loans. There's um, crowdfunding. There's
credit cards.
reach credit cards. There's reaching out to friends and family for gifts, donations, loans, whatever level of investment. Those are all the things I can just think of off the top of my head. I'm sure I've missed a couple. That's my thought.
Yeah, I think, and that one makes it almost as overwhelming as just the idea of seeking money. I think, there's this weird journey that we've been on as we look to build the platform in the organization is that, okay, we've gone through some self funding and now we need to accelerate. We not accelerate, but we want to grow and do things and take some
Well,
things
because
to the next
because
level.
everything we've done is organic, actually very organic in that
Yeah,
we haven't paid for advertising or marketing, and
right.
also all of the funding that we've put into the venture has been our own personal money.
Right.
So
A-
organic.
which has its own stresses, but there are a lot of people out there that probably would look at us and go, all you got to do is go get money. And based on our backgrounds and our experiences, like, that idea is foreign to me,
Very
and
fun.
it's just like foreign. So the thought of asking, whether it's the government or whether it's a venture capitalist, or
Or a
you
bank.
know or or a bank for a loan or funding with a return tied to it, it's anxiety driven, right? And we're in this place right now where we actually did a preliminary application for an SBA loan, working towards getting some more from a lender and going in that direction. And I'll tell you, like, I have no idea what I'm stepping into,
Yeah.
and it's nerve wracking as all
So
hell.
that's interesting. You used overwhelming. Yeah, you just said anxiety driven, and now you said nerve wracking. I'd be curious to what if you give a little bit more what's driving that, or like what part of this feels like that, because because like for me, listing all the options is actually calming, because it's like,
Mm,
oh, there's a way to do this, and there's no right way. There's a
yeah.
way that works for us, but for you, it does not calm you.
It's no, because it's not, for me, it's not about the options to get investment. It's the actual investment itself. It's the the putting that, like, truly putting yourself out there and saying, "Hey, I'm committed. I believe in it, and I know we're going to get something out of it. So invest in me because it's going to be worth your while."
See,
Like,
I don't even
that
think.
mindset is so just not anything that I'm raised to collect a paycheck.
Mm, yeah, I mean, I think the only thing on that I disagree with is I don't think it means that I know I'm going to make a return. Like, yeah, obviously you got to pay back a loan or you got to pay investors a return, but I think it's more for me. It's I believe in this thing, and I know that with a little bit of capital, we can take it to another level, and
Right.
that will yield a return. What return? I have no idea. Right?
Yeah,
Is it going to be
I think
millions or
that
thousands? I don't
piece
know.
that piece has allowed me, like, to summarize this, like, if you're not used to asking people for money, because there are some people who are just used to it, and it's like, yeah, go ask money, like, who cares what happens after that?
Or there's some people
Like,
who even say like, don't spend your own money. Like
yeah,
they know that like
yeah,
there's
there's
so much of other people's money available that they're just like,
yeah,
go get it. Like
yeah,
just
and
go get it.
I just
And
I don't know that world, right? But
yeah,
I think what it really comes down to, in summary, is the belief in what you're doing. And I to my core believe in what we're doing, so feel much more comfortable applying for this loan, right? 2 years ago, like there's been a lot of steps along the way to get to that comfort level, right? Both in the platform and in just personal development. But
oh yeah, like
it's not easy, right?
we did the crowdfunding campaign a year ago,
A
year and a
year
half
ago,
ago, reaching
less
out to
than a year ago, yeah.
friends, and that was a big like that was a big step. And
Yep.
asking a friend for money to support a venture that on the outside I think it looks like a hobby to many people,
Yes.
when really for us this is the future, this is the business, this is it's a lot more. So that was really hard. I think maybe that's part of the asking question that's
Yes.
difficult,
But
yeah.
that's,
Well,
I just,
that's a good
I
summary. I think well, go ahead. You
nope.
were gonna say something.
On to you.
I was gonna say great summary. I think what I would love to know from anybody watching is, how do you look at funding? Like, how do you have a side venture? And if you do you have an idea? Like, and what's how do you look at funding it? Are you personally funding it? Do you have investors? Do you have family that believe in you? What are the ways that you look at getting your ideas and your thoughts off the ground from a financial standpoint?
I love that. And don't forget, COVID's over. Before you
Before and
get your
after.
hair cut. I need
Yeah,
that before and after.
I got it. I got
We're
it.
out.